The Gresham High School Theatre Arts Department presents A Christmas Carol, based upon the story by Charles Dickens, adaptation by Caleb Towns, directed and edited by Austin Joseph.
Marley was dead, to begin with. There is no doubt whatsoever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Mind, I don't mean to say that I know, of my own knowledge, what there is particularly dead about a doornail. I might have been inclined myself to regard a coffin nail as the deadest piece of ironmongery in the trade. But the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and my unhallowed hands shall not disturb it, or the country's done for. You will therefore permit me to repeat, emphatically, that Marley was as dead as a doornail. There is no doubt that Marley was dead. This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story I am going to relate. If we were not perfectly convinced that Hamlet's father died before the play began, there would be nothing more remarkable in his taking of a stroll at night. Scrooge knew he was dead. Of course he did. How could it be otherwise? Scrooge and he were partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge was his sole executor, his sole administrator, his sole friend, and sole mourner. And even Scrooge was not so dreadfully cut up by the sad event, but that he was an excellent man of business on the very day of the funeral, and solemnized it with an undoubted bargain. Scrooge never even painted out old Marley's name above the door. Old Scrooge is a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, hard and sharp as flint. But what did Scrooge care? It was the very thing he liked, to edge his way along the crowded paths of life, wanting all human sympathy to keep its distance. Scrooge starts our story sitting inside his counting house with his loyal and very cold employee, Mr. Bob Cratchit.
679,828, 679,829, 679,830, 600...
Excuse me?
What?
Mr. Scrooge!
679,830, 679,830.
I was wondering if perhaps I could put another piece of coal on the fire.
Blast it, Cratchit, I've lost count!
679,832 is what you were on, sir.
Ah, yes. 679,832.
Sir.
Have I not most generously provided you with a candle at your desk? I suggest that you make good use of it.
Yes. Of course, sir.
Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!
Bah, humbug!
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? Surely you don't mean that.
I do. Merry Christmas indeed. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Bah, humbug!
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money, a time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer? If I could work my will, every idiot that goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, you keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it!
Let me leave it alone then. Much good may it do you. Much good it has ever done you.
There are many things from which I have derived good, by which I have not profited, I dare say, Christmas among the rest. But I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time when it has come around as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time, the only time I know in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of people below them as if they were really fellow passengers to the grave and not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that has done me good, and will do me good, and I say, God bless it!
Bravo! An excellent speech, Mr. Fred.
Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by finding a new occupation.
Sorry, sir.
You're quite the powerful speaker, nephew. I wonder why you didn't go into Parliament.
Oh, don't be bitter, Uncle. Come, dine with me, my wife, and our friends for Christmas tomorrow.
I'd rather die than sit at a table with those buffoons you call friends and that hag you call a wife.
Uncle!
Why did you end up marrying her anyway?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Ridiculous! Poppycock! If you're going to spew nonsense such as falling in love, do it somewhere where I can't be bothered to hear it.
Uncle, I just
Our
want...
meeting time is over. Now get out.
Uncle, I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. I just want to spend Christmas with you. You're my family.
I said get
and
out!
I'm sorry. With all my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel, to my knowledge, but I have made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humour to the last. So as I said when I entered these doors, Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Yes, good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon!
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Fred. And a Merry Christmas to you as well.
There's another fellow, my clerk, with 15 shillings a week and a wife and a family, talking about a Merry Christmas. Bah, humbug.
Ah, some friendly faces. Welcome to Scrooge and Marley's counting house. Have a Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year.
Bah, humbug.
Good afternoon, sir. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
We have no doubt his liberality and generosity is well represented by his surviving partner.
I doubt it.
During this time of year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provisions for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
I mean, sure, there are plenty of prisons, but I really don't...
And the
No.
union workhouses? Are they still in operation?
They are, but I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill and the poor label are in full vigour then?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
Sir, we speak under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christian share of our mind and body to the multitude. My partner and I are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink, and means of warmth. We choose this time, because it is a time, of all others, when want is keenly felt, and abundance of rejoices. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Ah, you wish to be anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die!
If they would rather die, then they had better go do it, and decrease the surplus population. Besides, it's not my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to my work. 679,833.
But wait, what?
It is fine. Let's go.
679,835. 679,800. What the devil is that noise?
It's just the sound of some lovely carolers, sir.
Ah, humbug. I'll show those blasted carolers. I'll show them a piece of... Silence, you tone-deaf, talentless hacks! Can't you see you are disturbing the peace with your loitering and your unnecessary noise? How about you all either return to your home or go to work like the rest of us?
Speaking of returning home, sir, I was thinking that with tomorrow being Christmas...
You want all day off tomorrow, I suppose.
If it's convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. And yet, you don't think me ill-used when I pay half a day's wages for no work.
Sir, it is only once a year.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir! Thank you so much! Have a Merry Christmas!
Bah, humbug.
Scrooge, shortly after, made his way home through the frigid winter evening, his nose pointed at the ground and his scowl turning away any unwanted company as he went. The fog and frost hung heavy about the black old gateway of Scrooge's home. Now, it is a fact that there was nothing at all particular about the knocker on Scrooge's door, except that it was very large. It is also a fact that Scrooge had seen it night and morning during his whole residence in the place. Let it also be borne in mind that Scrooge had not bestowed one thought on Marley since his last mention of his 7 years dead partner that afternoon. And then let any man explain to me, if he can, how it happened that Scrooge, having his key in the lock of the door, saw in the knocker not a knocker, but Marley's face!
Scrooge! Jakob!
As Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it was a knocker again. He did pause before he shut the door, and he did look cautiously behind it first, as he half expected to be terrified with the sight of the rest of Marley sticking out into the hall. But there was nothing on the back of the door, except the screws and nuts that held the knocker on, so he closed it with a bang! The sound resounded through the house like thunder. Every room above and every cask in the wine merchant's cellars below appeared to have a separate peal of echoes of its own. Scrooge was not a man to be frightened by echoes. He fastened the door and walked across the hall and up the stairs, trimming his candle as he went. And up Scrooge went, not caring a button for the darkness. Darkness is cheap, and Scrooge liked it. But before he shut his heavy door, he walked through his rooms to see that all was right. He had just enough recollection of that pale, horrible face to want to make doubly sure.
Oh, bah, humbug. No, it can't be! I won't believe it! Oh no! What do you want with me, spirit?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Well, who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jakob Marley.
Can you... Would you please sit down?
You don't believe in me?
I don't...
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond that of your senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because the littlest thing can affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You may be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese. I have but to swallow a fragment of underdone potato and be, for the rest of my days, persecuted by a legion of goblins, all of my own creation. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. Humbug, I tell you, humbug! Mercy, please, dreadful apparition. Why do you trouble me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do! I must! But why do spirits walk the earth? And why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men, and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth, and turn to happiness.
You are fettered! Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it, link by link, and yard by yard. I gutted it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you, or do you know the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was as full, as heavy, and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain!
Jacob! Oh, Jacob, Marley. Tell me more. Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never walked beyond our counting house. Mark me!
But Jacob,
And my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole, and weary journeys lie before me. No rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
But you were always such a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all of my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. At this time of the rolling year I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down? Hear
Jacob,
me! My time is nearly gone.
I will. Please don't be hard upon me, Jacob. Please.
There is no light part of my penance. I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance of hope of escaping my fate.
Yes. You were always such a good friend to me, Jacob.
Tonight you'll be visited by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope you had mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I visit with them all at once and have it over with, Jacob?
No. Remember when the bell tolls 1.
Humbug. A 1:15. Half past. A quarter to it. The hour itself. And nothing else. I knew that apparition was simply but a figment of my imagination.
Ebenezer.
Oh dear. Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
My past? What the devil does that mean?
It means that I am.
Say,
one...
you carry with you that cap. Why don't you wear it?
What? Would you so soon put out what, with worldly hands, the light I give? Is it not enough that you are one of those whose passions made this cap and forced me through many years to wear it low upon my brow?
I never. What business brings you here anyway?
Your welfare.
An uninterrupted sleep would be a greater benefit to my welfare.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed. Rise. Walk with me. Join me through the window.
The window? I am mortal, I'll fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand, there, on your heart, and you shall not fall.
Oh, Spirit, wait! Say, I'm flying. Ha 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 ha! I'm Spirit, I'm flying. Look, Spirit.
Yes, together we are traveling to your long-forgotten past.
Wait, past? Wait, that's not possible.
Well, neither is flying, Ebenezer.
Why, I guess you're right, Spirit. Good heavens! Where are we? How did we... Wait. I know this place. There was a boy here.
We are at the place where you were left behind.
Yes. The school where my father sent me. I remember.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that upon your cheek?
It's nothing.
Do you recollect the way?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfolded.
Strange, considering that you have forgotten it for so many years. Let us go on.
But what if the boys recognize me? What if I recognize...
Do not fret. These are but shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of us.
Yes, but I know them all. Henry and Edward. They're all going home for Christmas.
Yes, they're all going home. That being said, the school is not yet quite deserted. A solitary boy, neglected by his friends for yet another Christmas, is left there still, alone.
Yes, I know.
Ebenezer, I've come to bring you home, dear brother, to bring you home.
Little Fan, it's been so long. Do I
Yes,
really get to go home?
For good and all. Home forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be, I promise. He spoke so gently to me one night when I was going to bed that I was bold enough to ask him once more if you might come home. And he said yes. Father has sent me in a coach to bring you home. Father says you're to be a man and that you'd never have to come back here. We're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in all the world.
I will never forget this day, Fan. Today is the first day that we shall be together forever and for always. I thought always would have been a lot longer than 7 years. Little Fan.
Always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
So she had.
She died a very young woman, but she did leave behind children, I think?
One child.
Your nephew.
Yes.
Let us not dwell on your pains, Ebenezer. I have much more to share with you.
Yes, let us go.
Do you know this place?
Know it? I was apprenticed here.
Merry Christmas, my dearest friend!
Why, it's old Fezziwig. Bless his heart. It's Fezziwig alive again.
Ho there, Ebenezer!
Yes, sir, Mr. Fezziwig, sir.
My boy, no more work tonight. It's Christmas Eve!
But, sir, I haven't quite finished with all of my work and...
Oh, nonsense! Work can wait. I think they're starting the dance. You don't want to be late for that. That's how I found me old ball and chain, boyo.
But, sir, I don't know how to dance.
It's easy. Just stop thinking about your work and let the music move you. Now stop procrastinating and get in there.
But I have no one to dance with.
Well, if it's a partner you need, it's a partner you shall receive. Miss Belle?
Yes, Mr. Fezziwig?
Belle, my darling, I have someone I want you to meet. This here is the enigmatic Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer, I would like for you to make the acquaintance of Miss Belle. Her and her family are old friends of the Fezziwigs.
Good evening, Mr. Scrooge. It's very lovely to meet you.
Merry Christmas Eve, Miss Belle.
You what, Mr. Scrooge?
Would you care to dance with me?
I'd be delighted.
Terrific! What's in? Start up the band!
Yes, Mr. Fezziwig, sir.
I had forgotten old Fezziwig. I don't think I've met a kinder man in my life.
Sure, but it is only a small matter to make these silly folk so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why? Is it not? He had only spent but a few pounds of your mortal money, 3 or 4 perhaps, Is that so much he has done to deserve your praise?
It isn't that. It isn't that at all, Spirit. Fezziwig as our employer had the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. Say that his power lies in words and looks, in things so slight and insignificant that it is impossible to add and count them up. What then? The happiness he gives is quite as great as if it cost a fortune.
Is that so?
Oh, bah.
What is the matter?
Nothing.
No, it's something, I think.
I should like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk just now, that is all.
Our time grows short. We must go.
But, Spirit, wait! Spirit, where have you brought me?
I have only brought you where you need to go.
What have I to remember of carolers and snowfall spirit?
Look to the bench. That is what you need to see, Ebenezer.
To the bench? What have I to do with a... Belle. Spirit, no! Take me back!
There you are, Ebenezer.
Please, Spirit, don't make me!
Ebenezer! You're late.
Yes, I was terribly busy at the counting house. Jakob and I...
I've been waiting here for you for over an hour.
I didn't tell you to wait outside in the blasted cold. You could have gone home whenever you wanted. You have 2 capable legs, don't you?
Ebenezer!
Oh, don't Ebenezer me. I'm not some child you can talk down to.
Do you know what day it is?
Do I know what day it is? I don't know. I suppose it's a Thursday.
You're not wrong. It is a Thursday.
What? Is that not good enough for you? Wait, I'm sorry. It's Christmas Eve. That's the answer you were looking for.
No. No, it wasn't.
Outside of Christmas Eve? What could possibly be more important today than Christmas Eve?
Our anniversary!
Our anniversary? Dear God, I've made a fool of myself. Darling, I apologize. I've just been so caught up with work at the counting house that I completely forgot about it.
It matters little. To you, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in the time to come as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What are you talking about? What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
Bah, humbug. This is the even-handed dealing of the world.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond the chance of its sordid reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion, gain, engrosses you.
What then? Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you. Am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so until, in good season, we could improve our worldly fortune by our patient industry. You are changed. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release you.
Release me? I have never in all my days with you sought release.
In words? No. Never.
If not in words, then what?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If we had never met at Fezziwig's ball that night, if I were a stranger to you, tell me, would you still seek me out and try to win me now? You think not.
I would gladly think otherwise if I could.
Heaven knows. When I have learned a truth like this, I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? You who in your very confidence with her weigh everything by gain. If for a moment you were false enough to your one guiding principle to do so, do I not know that your repentance and regret would surely follow? I do, and I release you. With a full heart for the love of him you once were.
But Belle, wait, I didn't mean it.
You may. The memory of what is past half makes me hope you will have pain in this. A very, very brief time, and you will dismiss the recollection of it gladly, as an unprofitable dream from which it happened well that you awoke. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Spirit, show me no more. conduct me home? Why do you delight in this torture of me?
One shadow more.
No more! No more. I don't wish to see it. Show me no more!
This is a memory you must see, but it is not your own.
Spirit, please stop. I cannot bear any more of this heartbreak.
Darling, you are not going to believe what friend of yours I saw this afternoon.
Who was it?
Guess.
How can I? Oh, don't I know? You saw Mr. Scrooge, didn't you?
Mr. Scrooge it was. I passed his office window, and as it was not shut up, and he had a candle inside, I could scarcely help but seeing him. His partner, Jacob Marley, lies upon the point of death, I hear. When I passed, Scrooge sat in their counting house all alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, remove me from this place!
I told you these were shadows of things that have been. They are what they are. Do not blame
Remove me! I cannot bear it! Leave me!
Stop!
Take me back! Haunt
No!
me no longer!
Ebenezer!
Thank heavens, it was but a nightmare. Hello? Is someone there? Marley? Spirit!
Oh, ho, ho, ho! Come in, and know me better, man!
Are you a spirit?
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me! You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
Have you never walked forth with the other members of my family?
I don't believe I have. Have you had many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Tremendous indeed.
Spirit, I have been visited by another of your kind. I know that you are here for me. You may conduct me where you will. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Very good. Hold fast, Ebenezer. Do you know where we are?
The streets of London? Why are we here?
This is the home of your employee, Bob Cratchit.
This is Bob's home? I thought he was...
Better off?
No, a man of better taste.
Come, let's go inside.
Martha, the door's flung open again.
It must be the wind. I'll close it.
Thank you, love. Now, wherever has your precious father and brother got off to, then? Supper is nearly ready.
Look! Look! There's father coming!
Oh, wonderful. Hurry, dear. Let's set the table.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year!
A Happy New Year indeed, my son. Martha, will you help Tim over to the table?
Yes, father.
Good evening, darling.
Good evening, Bob. How did little Tim do tonight?
He was as good as gold and better. He gets so thoughtful sitting by himself so much. Why, he thinks the strangest things you've ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped the people saw him in the church because he was a cripple, and that he hopes it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Father, what is taking so long? We're hungry.
Come say the blessing, father.
Oh, don't you worry, my dears. We will have ourselves a feast and a blessing in no time. Take my hands. Thank you. We gather here today as a humble family in our humble home and with a humble feast. All that we ask is that a wonderful meal nourishes us and brings us good health. May God continue to bless us with these moments where we can all be together. A Merry Christmas to us all. my dears. God bless us!
God bless us.
Bless us.
God bless us, everyone!
Spirit, I had no idea Cratchit's little boy was a cripple. Tell me, will Tiny Tim live?
I see. A vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, no, no. Oh, kind spirit, please say he may be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race will find him here. If he be like to die, he had better go do it, and decrease the surplus population.
Spirit, I didn't mean him. Not a sweet, innocent boy like Tim. I just meant people that were...
Man! If man you be in heart, will ye decide what men shall live and what men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child.
By heaven! I forgot to thank the Lord for Mr. Scrooge, the provider of our humble feast.
The provider of the feast indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children. It's Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy-hearted, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge.
Darling.
You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, it's Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
I didn't know Bob's wife felt so...
Come, we mustn't dally. We have much more to see before the hour is out.
He said that Christmas was a humbug. As I live, he believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. However, his offences carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he is very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he is ever going to benefit us with it. I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself always. Here, he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He certainly didn't lose much of a dinner. I was only going to say that the consequence of his taking a dislike to us and not making merry with us is I think that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I mean, to give him the same chance every year whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he can help thinking better of it. I defy him if he finds me going there in good temper year after year and saying, "Uncle Scrooge, how are you? Merry Christmas!" If it only puts him in the vein to leave his poor clerk £50, that's something. Well, he has given us plenty of merriment, I am sure, and it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. Here's a glass of mulled wine, ready to our hand at the moment, and I say, to Uncle Scrooge!
To Uncle
Scrooge!
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, wherever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but may he have it nevertheless.
Spirit, may I talk with Fred? I'd like to thank him for his undying kindness and for always thinking of me, even when...
We have no time to talk. We must continue on.
But, Spirit, it will only be a minute.
Take hold of my robe. We are going. You still have much still to see.
Spirit, what has happened? Your beard, it's...
Gray, yes. I'm afraid I don't have much time, Ebenezer.
A spirit's lives so short.
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight. Hark! The time is drawing near.
Spirit, forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask, but I see something strange and not belonging to yourself protruding from your skirts. Is that a foot or a claw?
Do you wish to see them?
Them?
Look here!
Spirit! Are they yours?
They are man's. This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware them both in all the degree, but most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written, which is doom, unless the writing be erased.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons?
Are there no workhouses?
Spirit, wait! Where are you going? Spirit! Those children. I could have sworn they were real. I didn't think I'd make it back, but I've done it. I'm home. I have spoken too soon. The last spirit has come. Hello? Who are you? Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? And you are about to show me shadows of things that have not yet happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any other spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and I hope to live to be another man from what I once was, I am prepared to bear you company, and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? No. All right then. Lead on, spirit. The night is waning fast, and it is precious to me. I know. Lead on.
No, I don't know much about it. Either way, I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? To be honest, I thought he'd never die.
I think the more important question is, what has he done with his money? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, he hasn't left it to me, that's for certain.
I heard it rumored that it's like the very inexpensive funeral. For upon my life, I don't know of anybody who will be attending.
I don't mind going, if lunch is provided.
I recognize those men. They came to the counting house, asking for donations. Why would you show them to me, Spirit? Who are they talking about? Who has died? Right, I forgot, you don't talk. Shall we proceed?
I'm first. Let go, you filthy animal. Who's that?
Come now, don't say you've already forgotten me.
Well, if it isn't old Joe, if we haven't all met you without meaning it.
You couldn't have met in a better place. Open that bundle and let old Joe have a look. Old Joe could use a fancy pen and some fancy shirts. Here's some coin for your trouble.
Thank you, thank you.
You! Over there. What do you got?
I don't have anything, Mr. Joe, sir.
Aye, sure you do. Let me see your bag. Thank you. Now, let's take a look at all this loot. What do you call this? Bed curtains? You don't mean to say you took 'em down, rings and all, with the old bird still lying there?
Yes, I do. Why not?
Why, these sheets are still warm. I don't pay extra for the warmth, you know. I hope he didn't die of anything catching, eh?
Don't you be afraid of that. I ain't so fond of his company that I'd loiter about him for such things if he did. Ah, you may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it, nor a threadbare place. It's the best he had, and a fine one too. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting it?
Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure.
Oh, this is the end of it. You see, he frightened everyone away from him when he was alive to profit us when he was dead.
Does no one feel for this poor soul, Spirit? If there's any person in all of London who feels genuine emotion caused by this man's death, show that person to me, Spirit. I beseech you.
Is it good? Or bad?
I'm not quite sure.
Oh no. Then we are surely ruined.
No. There is hope yet, Caroline.
If he relents, there is. I suppose nothing is past hope, but oh, praise God if such a miracle has happened.
My love, he is past relenting. He is dead.
He's dead? Then to whom will our debt be transferred?
I don't know. But before that time, we shall be ready with the money. And even though we were not, it would be a bad fortune indeed to find so merciless a creditor and his successor. We may sleep tonight with light hearts, Caroline.
Spirit, I ask to see those who mourn for his death, not those who feel such relief and joy in it.
Mother, are you alright? I just miss him. Each day grows darker without my beautiful baby boy. It kills me, Martha. It kills me not to be able to hear his voice anymore. I miss him too. Yes, but we must be strong for when your father gets home. So, let's dry our tears, take a deep breath, and set the table for dinner. Your father ought to be home soon.
Father's usually home sooner, but I think he has walked a little slower than he used to these past few evenings, Mother.
I have known your father to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder. Very fast indeed, but he was very light to carry, and your father loved him so that it was no trouble at all. What's the matter, dear? Is something wrong?
I stopped on my way home to visit with him today. I wish you two could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is, even in all the snow. But I trust you'll see it often. I promised him that I would walk there every Sunday. I promised him. My little boy. My tiny Tim.
Spirit, please, take me away. I do not wish to bear witness to any more of this suffering. Something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I knew it, but I know not how. Before we part, Spirit, tell me, who was the man that was spoken of with such detest, and who people rejoiced at his passing? Where are you pointing me to, Spirit? Oh, I see. Before I draw nearer to that stone at which you point, and discover what I wish to know, answer me one last question. Are these shadows of things that will be, or are they shadows of things that may be? Again you point to the stone. I pray that all my questions may be answered, and that you shall speak to me through what you are showing me. I can't make out the name. The tombstone is covered in snow. Maybe if I just use the sleeve of my gown, I can make it out. Ebenezer, Scrooge. No, that is impossible! Spirit, I am on my knees. I beg you, hear me! I am not the man I once was. Why show me this if I am past all hope? Good Spirit, assure me that I yet may change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it with me all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons they teach. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. Please, Spirit, I do not wish to die this way. Spirit, speak to me! Please, Spirit, please, no. Ah! My curtains. They are not torn down. They're still here. I'm still here. The shadows of things that would have been may be dispelled. They will be. I shall make it so. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall live within me. Oh, Jakob Marley, I say it on my knees, old Jakob, on my knees. Thank you. Why, I am as light as a feather. I am happy as an angel. I am merry as a schoolboy. I am giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to all the world. Wait a minute. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything at all. What's today, my fine fellow?
What did you say, sir?
What's today?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day. Thank heavens I haven't missed it. The spirits managed to visit me all in one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Of course they can. My fine fellow, do you know the poulterers at the corner?
I should hope so, sir.
A good lad. Remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there yesterday?
What? The one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. Yes, that's the one.
Last time I checked, it was still there.
Well, what are you waiting for? Go and buy it, my boy. Go and buy it. And tell him to bring it here, and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown.
Half a crown? Yes, sir.
I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. He won't know who sent it. Why, I believe that old bird is twice the size of Tiny Tim.
It's a shame we're gonna fall short of our goal this year. Makes you wonder if we did enough. If we really tried our best.
Of course we did. Unfortunately, we are never going to get enough donations with people like that old curmudgeon at the counting house.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yeah, that's his name.
No, you idiot! He's walking right towards us!
Oh, no.
My dear sirs, how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you to donate so much of your time meeting the needs of those who are less fortunate.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name, and I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon, and if you would also allow me to give you...
Lord bless me! Mr. Scrooge, are you sure?
Very much so. A great many back payments are included in my donation, I assure you.
My dear sir, we don't know what to say to such generosity.
Don't say anything, please. A Merry Christmas to you both.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Did you see that boy running with that turkey?
Aye, it was nearly as big as he was.
I wonder what kind soul gave a young'un like that enough money to purchase such a bird. I don't think I've had one as big as that in my entire life.
Fred!
Uncle?
Why, yes, it's me, your Uncle Scrooge. Though a very poor one I have been. Please, let me begin to rectify that. I have come to accept your offer of dinner. Will you allow me to accompany you and your beautiful wife this evening?
Of course, Uncle. Our door is always open.
If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Scrooge, why the sudden change of heart?
Let's just say I've discovered my Christmas spirit. I'll see you both tonight. I have one more arrangement to attend to this Christmas morning.
Wake up, Father! It's Christmas Day!
Why, is it Christmas already?
Yes, Father, and Santa came this year.
Oh, did he now?
Come on, you've got to see it, he really came!
Bob, what are they going on about?
I have no idea. I spent what little I had on the turkey from last night.
Well, go on and check it out, and I'll be out in a minute.
Yes, dear.
Bob!
Mr. Scrooge! What are you doing here? It's Christmas Day!
I didn't see you at the counting house this morning.
I thought you said that...
I know what I said, Bob.
I apologize. I'll get ready right away, sir.
Ready for what?
For work.
Who said anything about work?
But you said you were expecting me at the counting house.
No, I said I didn't see you at the counting house. I figured your home was the most likely place I could stop by and deliver your Christmas presents.
Christmas presents?
Look, Father, isn't that the biggest turkey you've ever seen?
Isn't it the most wonderful turkey you've ever seen?
I don't know what to say.
You can demand a larger salary.
A larger salary?
A larger salary, did you say? Done.
Mr. Scrooge, you are too kind.
Quite the opposite, Bob. I have done you a great disservice with how I have treated you these past few years. Today, though, that is all going to change. I promise to cut down your hours so you can spend more time with your family. I promise to handle the cold situation so you won't freeze to death while you're on the job. And I promise to do everything in my power to help your boy.
Tim, come here.
Yes, Father?
Mr. Scrooge here has promised me that I'm going to be able to not have to work so much, and that I'm going to be able to stay home more often and spend time with you.
That's wonderful! Thank you, Mr. Scrooge!
No, I believe it is I who should be thanking you, my little friend.
Thank me? What for?
For being a light unto the world wherever you go despite your many hardships. May your childlike joy never leave you.
I can say in confidence that Scrooge kept all of his promises from that day, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who lived a long and happy life, he was like a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the city of London ever knew. Some people laughed to see the change in him, but he let them laugh, and little heeded them, for he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happened on this globe for good, at which some people did not have their fill of laughter in the outset. Scrooge's own heart laughed sometimes, and that was quite enough for him. He had no further visits from the spirits, but strived to keep the lessons they taught him, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be truly said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim often observed, God bless us, everyone.